This is the Pagani Utopia Roadster and it costs over £3 million. And the man who designed it is going to show me exactly how it's made in this factory behind me. It's going to blow your mind. This is Sebastian from Pagani. Now, before we meet Horacio Pagani, we're going to find out a little bit about him and what makes him tick by looking at one of his cars, aren't we, Sebastian?
Yes, welcome, Matt. Today, Pagani is a company that has 300 employees. We have different branches of the company. So we have the automotive part, all the part dedicated to aviation, interior. We also do interior design, and then the CNC factory we'll be visiting later on. Of course, for the car part, the Zonda HP Barchetta remains one of the most iconic Zondas. It was a car built in 2017 as a tribute to the 300 SLR of Fangio and Sterling Moss, because Horacio initially wanted to call the Zonda Fangio Formula 1, and then he decided to change the name to Zonda out of respect for the Fangio family, because Fangio passed away before the presentation. This is really a tribute to one of Fangio's most iconic race cars. There are 3 in the world. One of them is Horacio's personal car, which is the number 1. This is also a very peculiar project because it takes a lot of Wira technology into a Zonda platform. So think that, for example, all the carbon fiber materials used on a Wira, which are much more advanced than a Zonda, were applied to this car. Also the seats, if you look at it, they're from the Wira BC, but then with an interior of this tartan blue.
Yeah, let's have a look at that actually, Sebastian, because this is crazy. Can I touch it?
Go for it.
Am I allowed to?
Yes, you can even enter the car.
I can get in. I'm on the wrong side though, Sebastian. Let's get on the correct side.
Please.
Because this is a real privilege to get into the car that Horacio's basically created, let's be honest, for himself.
Yeah, it was. And of course, a lot of hints to the Fangio Mercedes.
Like the steering wheel.
Like the steering wheel, exactly, the Nardi. So this is a big hint to the 50s years.
So essentially, designing cars which look and have a feel of the most beautiful cars ever made, but with modern technologies.
Exactly.
And there's a thing, isn't there, with Pagani, where it take the same kind of ethos as Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, our company was founded on the principle of Leonardo da Vinci that art and science must be combined. We believe that mechanical components have to be, of course, the highest standards for a hypercar, but also aesthetically appealing.
The values of something like this, though, what?
Yeah, Zonda remains the most expensive car ever sold in an auction in the 21st century, which was the Zonda LM Coupe.
So how much did that fetch then?
So the car was actually auctioned for $11 million in 2024.
Wow, and so what would this one be worth here?
So actually the Barchetta was sold in a private auction between Pagani customers only, and the car reached 16 million. 16 million.
So this one being Horacio's and the first of 3. We're talking like this could be 20 or something, isn't it? This?
It's very high.
Do you want me to move away from the car a little bit? I'm a bit too close.
Don't worry, don't worry. We trust you.
So I'm going to show you something now, which is, well, I've never seen it before, and it's in the toilet. So this is a bit awkward, Sebastian. We're in the bathroom together. In fact, there's 3 of us because Jack's there as well. But we need to look at this because it kind of makes a point of exactly what kind of person Horacio is. That here we are, the sink has carbon fibre elements on it, so does the worktop, and so does this. What's this?
It's the hand dryer.
That carbon fibre hand dryer. And this down here, look at this.
These are actually the door handles of the Wira. In the Pagani group, we have a division, like I said, dedicated to interior design. For example, now we just unveiled the 2 penthouses that we're going to make in North Bay Village, Miami. There's also the Da Vinci Tower in Dubai, and basically this department represents what a customer apartment would be in the bathroom, right?
Right, so it does make sense. I mean, I'm looking at there, there's carbon fibre light fittings as well.
These are the headlamps of the Wira Coupe, yeah.
So Horacio is just, it was all about carbon fibre. So I think we need to go back in time and figure out his journey to where we are now before we go and see some cars being built.
Exactly, let's do it.
So we're in the museum and I can see some old pictures of a very young Horacio. What's going on here?
Yeah, these are the family pictures with his parents, Mario and Marta. Let's say that Horacio was born in Argentina, but he had Italian roots. He basically started discovering Leonardo da Vinci when he was a young kid, and he was always curious about wood and materials. Like he used Nesquik cans to make the scale models.
Where? I've just realised. I thought these were actually like die-cast toys that he painted.
No, he would make it.
So he got like an unused tin can and he made these car shapes.
Yeah, exactly. So he found in the automobile.
That's
really
giving me goosebumps. Look at that. That's just crazy.
First Paganis, right?
Some people are just built different, aren't they?
Yeah. You could also see his like sketches. So
how old is he when he's doing this?
Oh, teenager, young teenager. Yeah.
I was playing video games. What else is he creating?
Then when he was like 14 years old, he also built the mini bike.
Wait, so that's what that is over there.
Exactly.
Let's look. So wait, when you say built it, was it from a kit?
No, he built it from himself. And basically here in this area, we also recreated his Argentinian workshop, the taller. The taller is where Horacio, when he was 18 years old, he also built the Formula 2 race car.
When he was how old?
18.
18. He's building a Formula 2 racing car when he's 18, just on his own.
On his own, yeah. So basically, think that, of course, the entire car was made by him, except the engine, which was Renault, because Renault was so impressed by his skill that this became the official Renault team for Formula 2 in Argentina. This is the first ever rolling car that Horacio ever built in Argentina.
There's a golf cart here. What's going on with this?
Yeah, so here we enter in the Italian period because Horacio, at the age of 21, leaves Casilda in Argentina to come to Italy, because in his Formula 2 years he eventually meets Juan Manuel Fangio, the Formula 1 driver.
As you do.
Basically, Fangio was very impressed by the level of skill of the Formula 2. Fangio has been a support and a mentor for Horacio to move to Italy. And basically in 1983, Horacio joins Lamborghini as a third level employee.
And that's why we've got a Lamborghini electric golf cart.
Exactly. And
was that one of his first projects for Lamborghini?
It was one of his side projects. In the span of 2 years, he became also head of composite materials in Lamborghini. He, for example, also developed the Countach Evoluzione, which was the first Lamborghini and actually first car to have a carbon fiber frame and body.
But Lamborghini aren't so into that, are they, at that point in time?
No, because Horacio actually went on his own to ask for a loan to buy the autoclave in the local bank. And basically he would supply carbon fiber pieces for Lamborghini as an external consultant, right? So for example, on the Diablo, he supplied some components like the wings, the bonnets were made out of carbon fiber. He also, Horacio was appointed head of design for the Countach 25th anniversary.
So wait a minute, he's working for Lamborghini, but also separately has his own company, which is selling to the company that employs him.
Yeah.
Clever.
Well, that's how it started. And then basically in 91, he moves to create Modena Design. So that's the logo you see there. And basically Modena Design and supplied carbon fiber to Ferrari Formula 1, Michael Schumacher race car. He had also Aprilia Racing as a customer. He even made a racing carriage for horses made out of carbon fiber. And these projects were sold and actually had a scope to fund the Zonda project.
And this is what we have here. So this is one of the early Zondas.
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually chassis number 2. And do you know what this means in Italian? La nonna?
Is it like mum or something like that, or grandma?
The grandmother, yes.
Yeah.
This car started as a Zonda C12, which was the first variant. And then over the course of 15 years, the car had all the evolutions. As a matter of fact, Horacio put here the front bonnet of a Zonda C12 to remind us of the collaboration with Mercedes. So in the 90s, Horacio drew the Zonda, but he didn't have a power unit, right? So that's where Fangio comes in, that he presented Dieter Zetzke to Horacio. And when Mercedes sent a delegation of engineers here to Modena to find out what was Pagani doing, Horacio showed him his skill of carbon fiber, right? To have so one-piece bonnet made out of carbon fiber really impressed Mercedes. And Mercedes saw the value of Pagani, right? And that's where our collaboration with Mercedes started, with the first V12 engine.
Yeah, which it's so famous for, and like today, being in a Zonda and just hearing that V12 just wail is incredible.
And then here we have one of the unicorns of Pagani, the Cinque Roadster. So this was actually a groundbreaking car in the automotive because it was the first car with a carbo titanium tub. So it was a new formula of having filaments of titanium woven in the sheet of carbon fiber, and it was so much lighter and so much more rigid. We try actually to innovate carbon fiber every year. Think that the Huayra Revo Roadster that you've driven in Spa was a car that weighs 1,050 kilos, so it's roughly 300 kilos lighter than a road car. So we always go down to the milligrams.
And here we have the racing car, a Revo.
Exactly, so this is the R family. These are the track-only hypercars for Pagani. And in 2011 we had the Zonda R Coupe. And then in 2022 we did a design study to create the Barchetta version of the Zonda R. So this is the cutted roof, like you can see here. As a matter of fact, the car was already imagined by Horacio in the scale models. So if you look at the
so
scale...
So all the way back there, you can see the thought process that he wanted to create this car, and now he's created it in reality.
It was basically an homage to the Can-Am racing cars in America, and also the livery was the same as he painted it when he was a kid. Just to give you a final comment, here you can see the covered wheel arch.
Which is like on his Barchetta.
Exactly. And as a matter of fact, in the first sketches of Zonda, Horacio imagined this covered wheel arch, and we never have done it on a Zonda. So this, on the Barchetta, was the last chance to do it, and it became an emblem of the Barchetta.
There is one thing about all these cars, and you must get it here in the museum. I just want to touch them, especially this wheel. That is, that is so satisfying, the powder coating on that.
Exactly.
Is it powder coated or anodized?
Anodized, yeah. So it's a forged rim and then it's milled again to give the details.
But I just noticed that. Look at the brake calipers.
Yeah. Basically all the interior is anodized. So you could see here all the interior,
look at this.
the pedals.
Wow. And so now we move on to the Huayra.
Yes, so this is a Roadster BC chassis, which is actually another record breaker.
Pagani might be obsessed with beauty, but don't mistake that for a lack of pace. The Zonda made its name setting lap records at the Nürburgring, and this Huayra Roadster BC is the fastest production car ever to lap Spa-Francorchamps. And the way that record happened tells you something very interesting about the way Horacio runs his company.
It actually happened a bit by mistake, because we were with Pirelli testing the Trofeo R compound, bespoke for the Roadster BC. And the first 2 days, the car had a lot of pace. And the third day, the final day, our test driver called Horacio to say, I believe we can beat it if we give it a flying lap. And Horacio said, okay, try it, but be safe. And then this is how we set the record.
The thing is with your cars though, it's not just about the external beauty, even bits that are hidden down beneath look amazing, and I'd like to go see how you actually make some of these parts. So where is that done?
This is at Modena Design. Let's now go see the CNC department.
Now before we go to the CNC factory, I need to just show you this, because I've just found out that Horacio doesn't use any computers to design these cars. So this is something that he's creating. This is how he starts off with. It's wood and resin, and he shapes all this by his hands. And then it gets even crazier, because I looked at these and thought, well, this has obviously been done, I don't know, in a mould or printed out. Once again, it's all done by Horacio's hands. Look at it, it's unbelievable. Then he does like little sketches on it and things that need to be cut out, and that's where the Pagani logo goes, look. It's all to do with like the Renaissance period, when they had like intelligence with their hands, they'd be able to craft stuff. I mean, look at it. And here's some other things. He's like that needs to be moved over there by 9mm, that by 1mm. Lift this bit up here, make this longer. It's not based on the computer going, well, if you increase that area there, you're gonna have more downforce. It's just him thinking about it. And here's the perfect example. So this is the Huayra R, right? So this car went into the wind tunnel like that, was doing really good in terms of aerodynamics. Horacio thought, do you know what? It looked cool with like some extra vents going into that intake there. So he then added that bit to it. They put that into the wind tunnel, and it was even better. The man's a genius.
Please.
Okay, so this isn't quite what I was expecting from a factory. It's not really a factory though, is it?
No, we call it an atelier because our artisans assemble cars made out of 10,000 components.
And here's an example. So this, believe it or not,
Yeah.
I know what this is because I can see it over there, but this, it's a big chunk of aluminium, a huge chunk of aluminium.
43 kilos.
So you take a block like this, then you put it in one of the CNC machines and it
Yeah, so here it's 2 hours, the first step. So here the machine is programmed to remove the most aluminium possible in the fastest way possible. So you can even see the traces that are left on the machine.
It's like a Minecraft steering wheel.
Yeah, basically I think that the steering wheel is one main program with more than 600 sub-programs. It's all about mathematical calculations actually.
Wow, so 600 programs to get to this.
Exactly.
And then we move on to this, which is more recognisable as the steering wheel, which is, it's like there's hardly anything left from that original ingot.
No, this is 26 hours more in the machine itself.
So it's just like milling it really finely, because this feels pretty finished.
Yes, exactly. So here the machine is ordered to work on the details. You see, so for example, here all the commands, then it's left hollow.
It's hollow, isn't it? So this is hollow.
Yeah.
So what's the weight of this then?
We passed at 1.7.
1.7 kilos.
Yeah.
From 43. What are you doing with all the rest of this, like metal? Does it get recycled?
Yes, actually, it's used as a second grade aluminium. Can be used, for example, in the real estate world for like some windows can be made. So this is still first grade aluminium.
I might be getting some aluminium windows on my redesigned house, so maybe they'll have come from a Pagani ingot. I'm gonna pretend that they did, and then finally we come to this stage, which is more finished.
Yeah.
This is recognisable now as a Pagani steering wheel.
Yeah. Adds 8 hours because this is very fascinating, as we have an old gentleman of 80 years old that still hand polishes the aluminium to give that mirror effect. So again, this is another art that's been lost in the industrialization of the automotive. However, us at Pagani, we still believe that this person for 8 hours is gonna polish it by hand.
Someone's gonna have to come out with a cloth and repolish it, because I'm gonna put my grubby bits all over it. Can we go and see some of the parts actually being milled right now?
Absolutely. So the machines that we have here run 24/7 also. For example, here we have a mechanical element, is the wheel hub of Utopia, and this is the first step that you saw.
Do you know the total time to build a single Pagani Utopia?
Just about milling, it takes 1 week per car. So they start on Monday, and then at the end of the week they can deliver all the components.
But the milling is just the start, because once every component is ready, it takes a further 9 weeks to assemble them into a complete car. And Pagani usually builds fewer than 10 cars at once. So if you ordered one today, you'd probably have to wait around 12 to 18 months before you could actually drive it.
So as you can see here, the machines are fully running, and you see how it's running with the water. And basically it's a 5-axle machine.
And this is the swarf that comes off it from the milling.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
We can also...
That's my windows in there.
We can also, for example, use from one single block of aluminium, like you see here, the raw material. To prove that it's been milled from a single block, we leave the traces as a sort of pedigree with the serial number that is in size, not lasered.
That's done with the CNC machine.
Exactly, yeah.
Look at that. And this is something like the owners, a lot of them, do you reckon they know about this? They probably do, don't they?
I mean, they're so passionate about the car that they open the bonnets and really go see all the milled components.
What's this? It's like a jellyfish.
This is very, very special component because it's an oil dipstick. So
wait a minute.
This is your dipstick.
Look at that. A Pagani dipstick, of course.
So you see here also the min and max level of the oil.
Yeah.
It's all milled from a single block and then anodized and then incised with the letters.
Even that's beautiful.
However, Matt, I have to tell you one more secret about this. When here in Modena Design, the guys finish this component, they bring it to the atelier where they manufacture the cars. They put it into the car, and basically you see here how it turns. Mm-hmm. They put it, they close it, they sign Pagani, just to make sure that every logo on every car is
lined up.
Comes back here a second time, they incise the oil logo, the Pagani logo, and goes back to the atelier.
So it goes, okay, so from here it's been made, it goes over to the atelier where they put Pagani on it, then it comes all the way back here where they put the oil logo on it, and then it goes back again.
Exactly. For a dipstick.
For a dipstick. I want to show you just how beautiful the functional parts are on a Pagani. So wheel bearing, that's from a normal car. Look, it's perfectly fine. Does the job. This is a Pagani wheel bearing. Look at the detail on this. Absolutely beautiful. And then the hub that it sits in, oh my goodness, it's a sculpture. Now, if you've got a supercar, let's say you've got a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, go have a look into the car, at the suspension arms. Yeah, it's an expensive car, isn't it, that you got? Now look at the suspension arm for a Pagani. This is A+ tier, this is. Wow. And then we come to the gear lever. One of the things that Pagani does is produce artisan products but on an industrial scale. So what I mean by that is that in the past, handmade cars, you'd have one handmade car, same model, but it would feel different. Whereas with Pagani, they want them to feel the exact same. Now here's an example. This is a gear shifter from an Utopia. And Pagani was a little bit worried that that vibrated a bit with the engine. I mean, it feels solid and absolutely beautiful. So they worked on everything in this mechanism, the springs, the linkages, to produce a newer version which doesn't vibrate at all. And just the action of this gear selector, I mean, it's like some stress relief tool. This is so beautiful to use. Everything is beautiful to use. So this is a roof latch from a Utopia. So there's always like a click-clack with Pagani parts. It's just so satisfying. They get the bearing for this bit here from Japan because it's the smoothest bearing in the world apparently. And it just feels gorgeous. Same with the fuel filler cap. Listen, click-clack. Oh, once again, satisfying. But every single fuel filler cap will close the exact same way. They're all about quality, but under control. Pagani's obsession with quality even extends to the bolts. You don't have normal aluminium or steel bolts, they're all titanium. Plus, they have the Pagani logo etched in on them to the depth of 2 microns. So that's about 100 times thinner than the human hair. Each of these bolts cost about £60 and there's 2,000 on each car. So that's £120,000 in bolts alone, which is more than the price of an entry-level Porsche 911 Carrera. If you've ever wondered why Pagani is so expensive, well, there's your reason. This is the actual drill that does the etching on the bolts. It drills down just 2 microns deep. Better not lose it. After a whole morning inside Horacio Pagani's world, his cars, his museum and his obsessions, it was finally time to meet the man himself. He speaks in his native Italian, so we've subtitled him, but honestly, you won't need them to feel his passion. And I wanted to start by learning about the material that made his name, carbon fiber.
Noi abbiamo iniziato con questa tecnologia oltre 40 anni fa, quindi all'inizio i primi materiali sono stati fatti acquistando in Giappone la fibra, che facevamo tessere in Italia, quindi tutto parte da un tessuto, come quando ti fai un vestito, ok? Per poi creare appunto questo tessuto che può avere diversi tipi di tessitura piuttosto che di grammatura, cioè più pesante e meno pesante, ok? Tessuto e stampo, la faccio molto facile, laminazione, vuoto. Qua vediamo il componente, in questo caso in carbo titanio, che è un materiale che abbiamo creato noi probabilmente 15-20 anni fa, non ricordo, e poi invece questo è il componente finito già verniciato. Tutto questo processo viene fatto seguendo una procedura tipicamente aeronautica, quindi un controllo da tutti i materiali che vengono utilizzati, così come ogni step di lavorazione viene documentato, firmato dall'operatore che segue quell'operazione.
Horacio then went on to explain some of the problems they faced in their 40-year history. Raw carbon wasn't easy to get back then because it was mainly used by the military or in Formula One, so it was extremely expensive. Since then though, Pagani has basically reinvented the carbon fibre industry, and they've done it with the help of something very special that Horacio wanted to show me next.
So this is really interesting. Pagani have been using one autoclave since day one. Come have a look, this is it. Back in the early days, this machine here was the first autoclave that cured the first carbon in. So this is it.
Yes.
And now, we've got 2 bigger ones. Is this here because obviously it can work still, or is it here partly due to sentimental reasons?
No. Sta lavorando. Allora, quando ho compiuto gli anni, i miei figli hanno fatto una cosa che mi ha emozionato. Praticamente hanno mandato l'autoclave al fornitore, il fornitore l'ha smontata tutta, l'ha controllata e l'hanno riomologata. Ovviamente computer e tutti gli impianti sono nuovi, però l'autoclave ancora continua a lavorare, ancora continua a fare il suo mestiere dopo dal 1988.
Is this your favourite autoclave?
Non puoi immaginare quante ore sabato, domenica, di notte ho trascorso a fare esperimenti con questa autoclave.
I'll only believe it's his favourite if he's given it a name.
No, non ha un nome, è vero. Pensa che all'inizio non aveva un computer che ci dava la possibilità di fare dei programmi cambiando, non so, la temperatura 10 volte, no? Quindi ogni 3 step dovevamo riprogrammarla. E quindi con un mio collega Maurizio, il mio primo dipendente, di notte quando facevamo dei cicli lunghi dormivamo con una brandina di fianco all'autoclave, perché si saltava un sacco del vuoto o c'era da riprogrammarla, bisognava stare di fianco.
So you have fond memories of this autoclave, and it still works, right? So what parts will you do in here? Just obviously the smaller parts.
Qua abbiamo fatto tutti gli stampi, anche quelli dei cofani divisi a metà, che erano grossi, tagliati a metà ci stavano qua dentro, gli stampi.
Really? Okay.
Allora, il cofano anteriore della sonda l'ho disegnato, le ho dato una misura che ci stava dentro l'autoclave. Proprio ho adattato il cofano alla misura dell'autoclave.
You got to do what you got to do.
Allora non ci stava il cofano e il telaio, però dopo avevamo comprato quella più grande, no? E quindi dopo facevamo lì.
When you're back in the day, sleeping next to the autoclave, was this a plan? Did you have a plan? Or did it all just, you were living more, I just want to create this car and make it as beautiful as possible, and it just comes naturally? Or did you have a long-term plan of what you wanted to be and create?
Vedi, io ho vissuto sempre il giorno, immaginando il futuro, ma lavorando duramente il giorno, quindi mi sono goduto molto tutto il lavoro, vedo tutti i giorni la crescita, che è una crescita lenta, no? Ci abbiamo messo tanti anni a raggiungere questo. Forse non mi sarei immaginato questa dimensione di azienda come l'abbiamo oggi, un team così, di gente così preparata, così talentuosa. Questo, diciamo, è un sogno.
So that's a great time to move on and actually look at some of the workforce out there building the cars in the atelier. Can we go and have a look at that?
Sì. Una cosa che abbiamo messo a punto nel tempo è tutta la parte di progettazione che viene fatta al nostro interno. Noi progettiamo i modelli, costruiamo gli stampi, tutto quello che ti serve a produrre il componente in compositi viene fatto al nostro interno. Quindi abbiamo un ciclo completo per quanto riguarda i compositi e oggi anche per quanto riguarda anche altre tecnologie. Allora, questa è la parte dove inizia il premontaggio e l'assemblaggio dei gruppi. Questo è il telaio anteriore, gruppo meccanico, telaio posteriore, quindi qua viene montata tutta la meccanica. Qui vediamo che siamo in una fase di montaggio della meccanica, è tutto il gruppo anteriore. Qui c'è tutto il gruppo posteriore. Poi arriva alla prima stazione del montaggio la scocca e in questa scocca noi facciamo quello che chiamiamo il mariage, il matrimonio, dove la scocca viene assemblato il posteriore e l'anteriore e già in questa postazione qua mettiamo in moto la macchina, quindi questo ci permette di vedere se tutto funziona correttamente. Poi la macchina si sposta di una sola postazione e tutti i componenti, un po' come viene montata una Formula 1, ovvero la macchina non è in una linea di montaggio, la macchina poi rimane ferma durante tutto il montaggio della macchina, quindi questa macchina qua esce da questa postazione per poi incominciare a fare il completo assemblaggio di carrozzeria, interni, eccetera, finché la macchina viene completata. Viene seguito il processo come si fa un aereo, ovvero ogni operazione che viene fatta, ogni singola operazione viene documentata. Quindi la persona che è andata a serrare questo dado, sappiamo chi è ed è documentato come ha fatto per serrarlo. Abbiamo proprio una tracciabilità 100%. Ecco.
To give you an idea of the scale of this operation, Pagani delivered 67 cars in the last 12 months, and every car was built in sequence, from raw carbon fibre through to a shakedown, just like a Formula One car. Every engine is run before it's installed, and every track car is tested over 200 kilometres before it gets anywhere near its owner.
Do you come down and look at these cars and inspect them to make sure that they're all just to a certain standard?
Allora, vedi, dal momento in cui queste macchine ti danno la possibilità di aprire i cofani, vuol dire che ti danno la possibilità di vedere tutto quello che c'è dentro. Leonardo da Vinci diceva: siamo attratti dal bello, ma siamo attratti anche dal brutto. Quindi, se qui una saldatura non è fatta bene o qualche dettaglio non è bello, e il tuo occhio va a vedere quello, anche se ci sono 800 cose belle, l'occhio va a vedere quello brutto, quindi ogni cosa deve essere curata. Tutte queste saldature sono tutte fatte a mano. Per arrivare a fare queste saldature ci vogliono 4-5 anni di esperienza, e quindi gli artigiani che creano questo sono veramente degli artisti, così come sono degli artisti i nostri colleghi che riescono a laminare il carbonio con una tale precisione, con pochissimo errore, e quindi questo è artigianato, questo è intellettualità manuale, che è un qualcosa molto molto legata anche al Rinascimento. Credo che la chiave del Rinascimento è stata appunto la intellettualità manuale, quindi dietro a questo c'è veramente anche c'è la passione, c'è il cuore, e c'è anche una grande conoscenza.
And customers get to see this artistry in practice. Horacio explained many of them come to the atelier to see their car being built, piece by piece. Every step is documented, and at the end they are presented with a book that showcases the entire process. This kind of attention to detail is so unique, and it made me curious. I wanted to know what Horacio's favourite part of the car is.
Mi piace molto ad esempio il meccanismo del cambio. Il meccanismo del cambio è bello perché il meccanismo del cambio manuale non sta muovendo un micro elettronico, non è un joystick, è un meccanismo veramente collegato al cambio.
There are some things obviously that are like outsourced, like batteries obviously, but mainly the AMG built engine. So obviously we have V12 turbos. Do you reckon you'd ever go back to V12 naturally aspirated? I mean, you have it in the Revo Roadster. Is there any way you would put one of those in a road car again?
Al momento fino al 2031 i motori sono come questo, diciamo, evoluzione di questo motore. Ovviamente il nostro team sta valutando ogni possibilità per il futuro. Il motore aspirato è fantastico, infatti sulla Wire R è un motore fantastico, così come lo era sulla Sonda. Devo dire che le normative sono cambiate tanto, il filtro antiparticolato fa sì che purtroppo questo bellissimo rumore del motore venga ammassato, ucciso, diciamo così, da questi componenti che sono nell'impianto di scarico. Quindi fantastico il motore, però diciamo meno affascinante rispetto al passato.
When I last spoke to you, I asked you about electric cars, electric hypercars, and you said
Quando parlavamo con i clienti per vedere se erano interessati a comprare questa versione elettrica della C10, ci hanno sempre detto di no.
when I look at this car here, right, with like the sculpture of the exhaust, the intake plenum, would there be some design lost with electric cars? The intricacies of the components of the internal combustion engine, would you miss that?
Noi abbiamo lavorato dal 2017 fino al 2023 che abbiamo bloccato il progetto, quindi 7 anni sul progetto della nostra utopia elettrica, quindi onestamente mi piacerebbe molto vederla fatta, no? Per giustificare anche tutto questo sforzo. E certo c'è da fare un grande lavoro per vedere anche le parti meccaniche. Se la normativa lo impone, ovviamente che c'è da andare in quella direzione. Non credo che abbia un gran senso, perché queste macchine in media faranno 1500-2000 km all'anno, quindi il fatto che la macchina sia elettrica, io credo che non c'è, su questo tipo di macchina non si giustifica, però
And this was a very interesting take. Pagani owners don't cover huge miles in their cars, so the total carbon dioxide emitted by building and driving a petrol car would be less than the manufacturing emissions of a battery. This twin-turbo V12 would actually be less environmentally damaging than an EV. At this point, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to know about Horacio's personal car collection. So what Porsches have you got? You got the 917. What modern Porsches do you own? Unfortunately, we couldn't film inside Horacio's personal collection, but what's in it tells you a lot about the man. There's his beloved Porsche 917, his favourite car of all time. He also has several of his own creations and a humble Honda S2000. That's proof that you don't need a hypercar budget to love a great driver's car.
Horacio has a meeting, so
Yeah.
he will do the scene where...
Okay.
Grazie mille.
No, grazie mille. Thank you.
La prossima volta ti dedico più tempo.
Okay, no worries. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now you might be thinking loads of people buy these Paganis and just have them as museum pieces because they just have appreciated in value by so much. This one though, 2005 Zonda F Coupe. This was the car that actually set the record around the Nürburgring, also on the Top Gear test track. It was owned by some Swiss gentlemen who had it with 10,000 kilometres on the clock. It's now done 120,000 kilometres. Apparently it did 110,000 kilometres in just 5 years. And just have a look at the quality of it. This doesn't look like a car that's done that higher distance. The only thing is a little bit of a giveaway on the steering wheel there. It's clearly been going like that while he's been driving it, but wow. Can I sit in it? Oh, look at that. Like a glove. It's mad to think, isn't it, that someone has done that much distance in this car, but do you know what? If you own something like this, imagine the ability to just be able to drive it as a daily. How much pleasure would that give you? Here's another high mileage hero from Pagani. This Huayra BC, which stands for Benny Chiola, who was the first customer of Pagani. It's done 150,000 kilometres. Now it's really interesting. These cars, limited edition, only 20 made, yet they made 10 prototypes for the 20 customer cars, which is a bit bonkers. They also had one prototype which they crash tested 50 times to make sure that these hypercars don't just look good, they keep you safe in an accident as well. Especially if you're doing 150,000 kilometres in it, because that's going to increase your risk. Look what I've got in my shopping trolley. It's an engine for a Huayra Revo Roadster. This thing sounds amazing, naturally aspirated V12. Have a listen to it. Have a look at this. It's the very first Zonda. It's what was unveiled at the 1999 Geneva Motor Show. I remember that. It just blew my mind when it came out. This is the very first Huayra as well. It's chassis number 1. And this is interesting. This is an early design model for the Huayra. Believe it or not, this isn't done by CAD or anything. Horacio it's made from wooden resin and he makes it himself. It's all done by hand. It's insane. These are also design models, once again, made out of wooden resin, all by hand, because he doesn't use computers. You can see what he was learning when he was like young, those models that he made, and then to be able to make full-size model of a car which then goes on to produce the actual road going version. It's crazy. Spending time with Horacio gave me a newfound appreciation for the incredible design, engineering and raw passion that goes into these cars, and none more so than the amazing Codalunga Speedster. Click on the video window appearing on the screen now to find out why this incredible drop top might be the most astonishing hypercar ever made. And you'll also discover why it has a very special button designed to protect your €1 million investment. I've never seen anything like it on a road car before. And make sure you subscribe to this channel because there'll be even more Pagani content coming out soon that you don't want to miss. And as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.